I don't know. Actually, when they called to tell me that I was the only guy in America that's going to receive this award this year, one award, the Trailblazer, I began to think about growing up as a kid with polio. So when you in elementary school and you contract polio and you overcome that to become a productive high school football player, you just blaze a trail. And then to go on and integrate public schools, during the segregation era, when I was one of the first guys to go over in high school and coach at the formerly all-white high school and win a state championship. That was a trailblazing. Then to get promoted or have an opportunity to be the first Afro-American coach, black coach in the Atlantic Coast Conference was a trailblazing event. I mean, that was really trouble. So you ask me, what does it mean? I mean, my whole life has been blazing trails. To come to A&T behind Mo Forte, the program was down, the morale was down, the equipment was down, the money was down, everything was down. I didn't know all of that when I walked in the door, but to fight back and make this program respectable again and win championships and send guys to the NFL and to do all those kind of things, all that was trailblazing. And so, and really to go from a football coach who, somebody told me once, the guy at Chancellor at Central, my alma mater, said, you're an athletic director. Who, me? I'm not, no way, But to go on and then have a good career, 11 years as a director of athletics and implement some new programs and raise a lot of money, that was blazing a trail. So it's been all about trailblazing my whole life. Actually, this Trailblazer Award that I'm receiving at the American Football Coaches Association, in 1978, all the black coaches got together at the American Football Coaches Association convention and decided to start our own association. Can you believe that? And we did it in 1978, and they made me chair. So it has gone for me, blazing trails, from being the chair of the United. We were united as coaches because we really didn't have a role in the AFC, the American Football Coaches Association, that we thought was acceptable. There were not enough black speakers. There wasn't enough blacks receiving awards, and so we got tired of fussing, and so we were going to pull out. That we wasn't going to stop going to the AFC, but we were going to build our own. And guess what? The Black Coaches Association came out of that. So it went from the United, you're getting some history, right? So it went from the United Coaches Association to the Black Coaches Association. And I think the Black Coaches Association may still exist today. So it's been a long ride. It wasn't like I thought it was going to be. Now, I have to take you all the way back when I was in high school. I actually wanted to be recruited by Bert Pickett, and Bert passed me up because I was a little small. I was tall at 6'2", but I didn't weigh but about 190 pounds playing middle linebacker and center. And so he passed me up, and I made him pay. I intercepted a couple on him and took one all the way back my first year, my freshman year. But I thought that, I had this picture in my mind of what it would be like to coach at A&T, and what it would be like to be at A&T in any capacity, as a student athlete, as a student, as a graduate student, as a coach. But but when I came in, it was rock bottom. I mean, I couldn't believe the equipment we had. It was rock bottom. We had no shoes, no socks, no jersey. We had one jersey and 2 pair of raggedy pants, and I'm saying, what in the hell have I got myself into? But then I'll be honest with you, I was so proud and so competitive that I was going to figure out a way to make it work. That I wasn't going to cry my milk. I won't point the finger at anybody. And after all these years, I finally said what I just said. I never said it before publicly. But I made a commitment to myself that I was going to make this thing work. And we're going to come out smelling like a rose. But it's going to take a tremendous amount of effort. So I think 2 years later, we won a I think in 1990, I came in 87. So 2 years later, after that first year I walked in here, two years later we won a championship. So it was a lot of grueling work to put this thing back together again and recoup the pride, the Aggie pride, and everything people expected. Now, during the beginning of my tenure, we started the search for the field house. And I said, you know, boy, it won't be long. It took 12 years. So I coached for 12 years. We had a tent. When we came in the old field house, I think it was a room for 39 lockers. And we had 110 football players in 39 lockers. So then they moved us in a tent. And I coached out of a tent for 10 years. And we won championships out of a tent. So ain't no flies on what we did. You know, we reached way back low and with a lot of effort, blood, sweat, and tears, and we found a way to win. You know, no excuses. We found a way to win. And I'm very proud of that. And then, believe it or not, my wife and I worked our hips off getting the grass on that football field where they're practicing now. So when I can go out there now and watch them practice, I can see the days that we were out there in 90-degree weather in the summertime putting sod in holes to get that field like it is now. She had the wheelbarrow and I had the shovel, and we worked together as a team. See, those are the things that you all don't know. And see, a lot of times in coaching, that's what really hurts you in coaching, when you know you paid the ultimate price, and you know you made the ultimate sacrifice, and then sometimes people make bad decisions. And that Chris McNeil was certainly, pound for pound, I don't believe there was ever a better football player. At about 218, about 6'2", he changed our whole defense. He changed Blue Death. We coined our defense Blue Death, and he changed Blue Death because those guys knew that they had to really had to play with a big motor. Otherwise, Chris was going to make all the plays. Yeah, he's going to make all the tackles. And that's what he wanted to do, make all the tackles. So everybody had to step up that game. So Blue Death became a great defense, especially when Chris McNeil moved in and started making plays, and we won championships as a result of that. Maurice going to put his foot in the ground, make one cut, and when he hit linebacker level, he's going to be wide open. I mean, and he attacked linebackers with his speed, run through linebackers. So, but Tariq is one of those guys that's gonna make you miss. You know, you can't ever put your feet in the ground because he's gonna make a quick move and make you miss and take it to the house. I admire those coaches for bringing Tariq in. He was so small, and you know the upside was so great. But then a guy like that, if he gets hurt, you know, you got a liability. So I admire those guys for taking a chance on him and bringing him in. He makes all Aggies proud. Dream come true. That's what it is for me. Like I told the team when Coach let us talk to him in preseason, to see what's here now is what we dreamed about. I thought it would have been 15 years earlier because I thought that field house would have been ready. You know what I mean? I thought the facilities that they got now would have been ready at least in the middle of my career, but they were not. So to see it happen now, and to see the way this Harold Martin and his team has put this university together and put this team together, it is a dream come true. And I am so proud of the coaching staff. I'm so proud of Sam Washington. You know, Sam was on our coaching staff in '99. So I'm so proud of Sam, and you know, I worked with Broadway. I was his AD for a while. Man, I love those guys, and I'm so proud of what they've been able to accomplish here. I wish we had the Celebration Bowl when I was here. You know, we didn't have it. So then you work yourself all season to get ready for the playoffs, right? And then the problems set in. Problems at small schools, and I consider A&T, we had 7,000 to 8,000 students. First of all, they closed their dormitories because this is during Thanksgiving holidays. So then you got to go around as coach. You got to go around and beg somebody to keep the dorms open. Then you got to get some food for those guys. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Nobody else is on campus during that bowl, NCAA bowl season. And so kids are ready to go home for Christmas, ready to go home for Thanksgiving. And you're trying to keep a team together to play in a playoff game. Nobody wants to be here. So it was hard. That's why I really wish we had the Celebration Bowl back then. You know when it is, you can plan for it, boom. But those bowl games gave us the blues getting ready for them. Boy, you're not going to believe this. But I knew we were special when I came in a meeting and I said, listen, I've got it all worked out. We've got a curfew, a sliding scale on our curfew, and this is the way it's going to be. And I laid it out. After the meeting, Darryl Clue walks over to me and he says, "Well, Bill, this ain't gonna work." I said, "What do you mean?" My program, he said, you need to coach and let me run curfew. That's what he said to me. And I'm saying, but I had a quality, I was able to listen. I said, well, why can't you manage my curfew? He said, because I'm an engineering major. He said, you want me to be in at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and we don't start studying until 12 o'clock, because that's when the kids in my class get off and work. They don't play football. He said, we study till 4 o'clock in the morning. He said, so I can't make curfew. I said, okay, then you do it like you want to do it. And it all worked out. He says, we will be ready and everybody will be in and get plenty of rest in the latter part of the week. Starting Thursday night, you won't have no problem. Don't ask any questions Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Coach. But Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we're going to be in place. And I listened for once, and Darryl was right. He made a great contribution to the discipline on our team. It was the easiest team to coach. And I think because I turned it over to the team to manage themselves in those kind of areas. And they wanted to win the championship. And they knew what it took to win the championship. And they knew what kind of sacrifices they were going to make. I made sacrifices too in listening to them.